Dear comrades of the CPUSA, we really appreciate the fact that you have invited AKEL to share a few thoughts on the platform of the international conference that you will be organizing in September. This conference is convened at a time of complex and dangerous developments with far-reaching consequences that leave unaffected no region of our planet, with the peoples, and primarily the working people, paying a heavy price. Over the past 3 decades, international law and diplomacy have gradually been sidelined. Unilateralism, that is of the US, became the predominant feature during the so-called New World Order. This led to the militarization of international relations, followed by a new arms race with unprecedented levels and provoking further armed interventions and conflicts. Double standards and the law of the mighty is prevailing. The EU course on militarization and alignment with NATO, a political line consolidated in the 2009 Lisbon Treaty, is in complete contradiction to the interests of social and economic development and well-being of the peoples. Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the war that continues unabated, alongside the militarization that has been developing in this region since 2014, and particularly in recent months, centered on the deeper geopolitical tug of war between US, NATO, EU on the one hand and Russia on the other, has created enormous dangers for security and peace in Europe and internationally. The people in Ukraine and Russia pay the human price. Those profiting from this war too are the military-industrial complex, primarily in the US. Our volatile region of the wider Middle East and Eastern Mediterranean is again the target of imperialism and its reactionary allies, seeking to secure control of energy routes and impose its geopolitical and military hegemony, threatening world peace and the independence and sovereignty of the states and peoples of the region. The continuing division of Cyprus is also another result of the imperialist plans in the world. The ongoing for 48 years Turkish occupation, as well as attempts to consolidate the fait accompli of the divisive status quo, constitute a great threat of a final division of the island. The long-term solidarity of your party with the struggle of the people of Cyprus for liberation and reunification of our island in the framework of a bizonal bicommunal federation based on the relevant UN resolutions, an independent and sovereign country, has always been very valuable, and we thank you. We want Cyprus a bridge of peace and friendship with all the neighboring peoples, not its transformation into an aggressive launching pad against struggling peoples and countries. As the specter of a generalized war is spreading, accompanied by the threat of use of nuclear arms, there is an urgency to build a strong progressive peace front. In particular, the communist and workers' parties around the world have an essential role to play to resist warmongering, for the respect of every people's right to live in peace. This is also essential for the interests of the working class, the marginalized groups, and the popular strata. We wish you interesting debates during this conference and reiterate our readiness to cooperate in this direction.